What's up, guys? Nate Brodrowski from Narrowway Homestead. I've given homestead tours before and you guys have seen a lot of this stuff, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. I've got Salty Acres hanging out here with me, and we are going to go around and tour everything, and hopefully he's asking questions that you guys would ask, and then I answer them, and then you get to know. That would be just really cool. So, what did you think when we first got here?
Well, the first thing I can honestly tell you is this place has so many hills. I can't even begin to explain it.
It all looks flat on the camera.
It looks perfectly flat. I can't get over it. And your dog is humongous over here.
Yes, he is.
He is as big as my SUV, okay? I'm not kidding. He is huge. And he likes to bump up against things.
Yep, and sit on your foot. Very important to sit on the foot.
Yes, yes. Other than that, it's in the middle of nowhere. I don't think people understand. This thing, it takes effort to live out here.
It does, and yeah, probably people don't realize it, because that's two things I hear is, wow, you're really out there, and as is really big.
That's it.
That's it. So what do you want to explore first? What do you want to know about?
Show me the kitchen. Let's go there.
All right,
because I have not seen it in person. I always see it from afar whenever you go live. So
sure. Well, first of all, I got this really cool
this
door
thing actually rolls.
made out of a pallet with casters.
Oh man, it's like, so it actually rolls.
It rolls. Yep. It's just got cheap caster wheels up there.
That's pretty neat.
They're like $1 or $2 a piece or something, and then it just is a rolling door. These are stones that came out of the hillside or the creek, whichever.
That's
but
cool.
This is just kind of like the main. It's almost like a dining room, kind of. Like, it's full of all kinds of stuff and shelving.
And this is almost like hardwood or like a tile floor. Like.
Yeah, no, the clay is super hard. Like, it's almost like a pottery floor, maybe.
I mean, that's pretty neat. It probably keeps it cool in here.
I think it helps. Yeah, I think it helps. Keeping the sunshine out of here for the most part, except for early morning, right through there. That really helps. I've got a stereo system in here. I haven't used that like yet this year. I've got a spare fridge that, since I'm running an extra air conditioner, I just decided not to have a spare fridge running. It was like a drink fridge. But this whole thing's built out of like, I mean, these 2x6s I bought up here and the posts I bought, almost everything else was reclaimed, including the metal up there. And
yeah, that's pretty neat.
All that, but sit some chairs around, eat some food here, do some lives here. I don't have a garage yet, so this is like my garage and like just stuff.
So every Sunday night y'all go live in this spot?
Typically here in this spot, yep. Typically sitting in those chairs.
Now I know where you'll be every time.
Right, yeah, you will. You will.
So those up there, you mentioned it in one video, your sponsors.
Yeah, the people for the first year when my accounts were all small that like helped me out or sent me anything in any way, I got their names carved in the board and stuck it up there, and now I always remember, like, these people believed in me and they paid it forward from their life, and I can pay it forward from my life now to...
It matters for when people believe in us, because I'll tell you, it's a lonely world with what we do.
Yeah, it is.
People think we know what to post and everything else, and it takes effort.
It does. It takes significant effort. Yeah, over here, this is the cooking area. This is the wood cook stove for when I don't have much electric. And if I have electric, then there's electric cooking, and those are big giant shutters back there that open up, because right now, like, it's just too hot in here, and if she's cooking in here, like, the ventilation is needed.
And you would think, honestly, because it's an outside kitchen, like, most people are probably thinking there's flies everywhere as he cooks or something. Nah. I mean, you might see 2 or 3 because of the ducks, but that's...
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, no, the ducks like to eat a lot of the bugs. There is a time, like, I think in, like, late summer where we get a few more flies, and I hang, like, 2 fly strips, and then it's good.
But it's actually cleaner than I would expect an outdoor kitchen to be.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you could actually take something off, you just rinse it out right quick.
Yeah, we just rinse out any dust that might be on it.
And
that's pretty much it. I was real proud of this heat shield I did, because I wanted this thing tucked into the corner, and I didn't want to buy a double wall pipe for the whole thing. So I literally took a piece of roofing metal, bent it around the pipe, and it gets kind of warm. Obviously the pipe gets super warm, this gets kind of warm, but then everything beyond it, hot air rises, and hot air against this metal is just rising and leaving.
That's pretty neat.
It's keeping the back behind everything really cool, even when the stove's really cooking.
Now, I did a video earlier on blackberry jam. Now, who made all this stuff?
Friends and neighbors, some of that kind of thing. Yep.
Okay. Well, you'll be able to make your own blackberry jam here for long.
Yeah, no, I think Jen's really excited about doing that. Oh yeah, and the countertops. Quickcrete. Well, these on this side of the kitchen are sand and mortar. The other side's Quickcrete.
Okay.
And I got like random metal stuff in here to like act as rebar mesh and all that.
I know. How long did it take you to build this thing?
2 years.
2 full years.
But I was doing many other things, also setting up solar and rainwater collection. And so I built this half first, and then this was just a wall right here, and it just was not big enough to sit in and relax while it rains.
All right, let's do this. This is a random test. I have not seen anything. All right, so let's see if it works. How's it have pressure?
That's because the water line runs down underground, and it runs all the way over to that building behind the building where the rainwater tank is, and the pressure tank and the pump.
So you have a pump that is actually...
Yeah, well, it's a pressure tank. It's doing it first.
How does it know to start pumping it, though?
Well, the pressure tank. So the pump turns on whenever the pressure in the pressure tank
changes.
Yeah, below. I think it's set up 40-60. So whenever it falls below 40 psi, it turns on the pump, and that pressure tank is just an expansion tank, and it receives pressure until it gets up to 60. Then the pump shuts off, and then as soon as you squeeze this, it starts dropping the pressure as you're...
That's wild. That's wild. Because there's nothing here. As in, I don't think people understand. There is nothing here.
Yeah, no, the water.
The water is 90 yards.
Yeah,
90 yards.
Yeah, it's way over there.
So that's wild.
It is. And then in the wintertime when all this stuff is trying to freeze and everything, then I just use this, and the shut-off valve for this is actually below ground.
Okay.
And the water drains out of here, and then nothing freezes and bursts, and anytime I can come out here and open this and get water at the sink.
That's pretty cool.
I think so.
That is pretty awesome. I just... I don't think I could pull that off.
Yeah,
I don't know how you did it.
I just had a dream and then knew how to build stuff. That knowing how to build stuff was instrumental, because it would have taken me 5 years instead of 2 years to build this thing.
Yeah. I'd imagine so.
All right, you want to check out the solar?
Yeah, let's check it out. First of all, let me just say, I want everybody to see how big this thing really is.
Yeah, I'll stay back here.
So like, I'm 5'10" and a half, 5'11" for reference.
The panels
this thing
are
is
huge.
massive.
And yeah, that whole array, there's 6 across over there at the same length as those.
That is massive.
So yeah, it pretty much hid my entire camper from standing on this side.
You can sell shade there, for sure.
Yeah, oh for sure. For sure, but yeah, I just got old used solar panels and put them up there. They were cheap and they're working. Obviously these aren't working right now, but I'm catching the evening sun. So these 3 panels are getting almost full sun right now.
That's pretty neat.
So I'm getting about 700 watts, 750 watts.
I don't think people realize, like, when they see the videos, they think this is just maybe like a 15-foot section.
Right.
This whole section here is honestly, it's big enough to put on top of a 1,500 square foot house.
Yeah, it's probably like 30 feet long.
Yeah,
like.
I mean it's massive. So it's probably 12 feet tall.
Yep.
And massive. So.
Yeah.
But again, your videos don't do it any justice. Like, it took effort to get one up there, I'm sure.
It did. It took a lot of effort to get them up there. It did. But yeah, the real magic for the solar is in here. So what are we at? 72 degrees in there. That's pretty sweet.
Could have used this earlier.
Right? Yeah, you could literally crawl in this box and cool off if you need to.
Yeah.
Especially as you get lower. It's got ventilation. But that 72 degrees is down at the batteries.
Where it's most important, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know how much you know about the solar power, but that's the charge controller right there. There's a combiner box next to it that combines the panels. And then the charge controller charges all the batteries. That goes down, charges the batteries at the appropriate voltage, depending how full they are and the history of their charging. And then it goes up to that big magna-sign inverter. And then it goes to your conventional panel box, and wires and stuff are all run And there's 16 golf cart batteries in here.
So the question is now, though, you've got the setup here. How big, or you ran the wire from here all the way down to your house?
Yeah, all the way down there and all the way to the outdoor kitchen.
Dang.
There was a lot of hand digging of
But it's clay
trenches.
though. But it's clay.
Yeah, clay, and as I found roots and a lot of sandstone too. So when I actually did that, it was like this time of year when I was digging the trench and everything was dry and horrible. This is kind of a pain with one hand. Everything was dry and horrible, and so those trenches I dug them about 6 inches, got tired. In that blue truck right there, I put a tarp, filled it with water from rain, and then I drove all along and just dumped water out into the trench, and it made it soft clay instead of... Yeah, we'll pick this back up. Actually, we're right here at the food forest that he planted for me. And we got some fencing up and everything else, and that's being live streamed on Twitch. And I just want to say I'm super excited that 97 people are hanging out in here, just watching the sun basically go down, and ducks probably get in there and do stuff because I haven't put any netting on yet.
Yeah, they're not getting those blueberries anymore though.
Nope.
But that's cool. All right, so you showed me the solar panels.
Solar.
And you said, hey, you know, you had to dig everything.
Yep, had to dig it. You can actually, it's actually, if you look, you can see this little divot in the whole yard.
Yep.
That's how I know where my trench is.
Well,
that way in case I have to service anything, but.
What I said earlier to when I first came up was the fact this building, it's your new place.
It is.
But it looks small on the inside.
It's but it's big as of it.
But it's almost, I would imagine it's probably 1,000 square feet. Yeah, the whole building.
I think it's, I can't quite remember. I think it was like 600 and something square. It might have been 700 square feet.
It's a lot bigger than the inside has got to be.
Yeah,
tiny.
The inside's just an efficiency apartment. Like
it's got to be tiny.
That's all it is.
And I see you got your pressure washer thing here.
Yep, got a pressure washer right there. I'm eventually going to move that over to the garage, but the garage is not built yet, so obviously I got some cool metal brake here from my contracting business.
Oh, this is the coolest part of the whole property. No sun.
Yeah, no, and it's one of the reasons I like where this tank.
And your cat's up there. That's nice.
Yep.
All right. So how do you know exactly how much water you got left? Is it that thing up there?
Yeah, that copper pipe, and I pretty much know I'm down about 500 gallons based on the position of the top of it.
So it obviously floats.
Yeah, it's
if it goes below that, PVC pipe, is it for you?
Down like no, because it's 2,500 gallons and I'm down 500 now. So that pipe will actually go down and almost sit practically on the tank, and then the pickup's going to be like here somewhere, and that's my like emergency reserve like. Okay. And I'll just, drop that pipe all the way down in or extend it if that ever happens to me. So I can get my emergency reserve. But I'm also getting close to the sediment layer, and I want to be careful not to throw all that.
Well, how low has it been before? Has it been below that PVC pipe? No.
Well, I replaced that pipe, so like it's a little bit different now. It used to be a taller pipe, but it broke off because it was an actual PVC pipe, and that's a copper pipe now.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've been down to about 1,000 gallons. During a really dry season. 1,000 gallons left, 1,500 gallons emptied out. But yeah, I climb up this ladder and treat it occasionally with chlorine. It's about time to do it again, actually. But yeah, my water pickup floats below the surface of the tank, and then it goes into this little building over here where my pump and pressure tank is, along with other stuff that I store for thermal mass purposes as well as storage purposes. Because in the wintertime, this area is heated.
Okay.
With the wood stove, because I have a fan that pulls hot air out of the living area and comes down right there, and then it fills it with hot air. And since it's a small enough space, it just keeps the pressure tank and pump from heating, and it's just been cluttered with a bunch of stuff recently.
Okay.
I have a fishing spider that hangs out in here.
That is the spot when you show a spider.
Yeah,
in a video.
It's 3.5 inches.
Okay, well now I know where I'm at.
But yeah, and then as far as the water collection, it all comes out of both gutters, goes into this garbage can with the window screen over it to filter out more particles that the gutter guard doesn't catch. And then that water runs down here, this is my first flush diverter. And what that ends up doing is just simply the first rainfall that comes fills all this up, and that's the dirtiest water off of my roof. And so because it's my dirtiest water, I don't really want it in the tank. This elbow setup plus reduction in pipe should keep most of the big particles from swirling back up through. And then once the pipe is full, it ends up going, it's full. So then it just cruises along this pipe right into the tank. It goes down to the bottom and has two 45s that are angled upwards a little bit to keep from stirring too much as it fills.
Now, one thing I said to you earlier was it takes effort to live out here.
It does.
Because you're in the middle of nowhere.
It does.
I cannot exaggerate that at all. I don't think I can tell that enough.
Yeah.
So what's happening now?
Well,
Did someone run water or something?
The water in the pressure tank has
kicked on.
So my water pressure right now is right around 30.
Okay.
And so with it being around 30, the pump, that just kicks on a switch that turns the pump on. Now the pump will keep pumping until it gets up to about 60.
I got you.
And there's still 30 psi of water in the lines, so whoever's running water probably has no idea this is running.
So before they kicked on, I was talking about it takes effort. It takes you 40 minutes to get to town, basically, and you ain't but literally 5 miles from it.
Pretty much,
and
yeah.
it takes that long. How much money does one of these things cost? Because really what you're paying for is convenience, and people don't realize it. So when you switch to something like this, you're going to pay for convenience one way or another.
That's right. Yeah, I paid my water bill up front is what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this tank cost me $1,000, and I believe right now they're around $2,200 because I bought it 4 years ago when stuff wasn't quite so crazy.
So how long do they last for is the question. Do they say they come with a 10-year, 20-year warranty?
Like a 10-year thing, but because it is very rarely in the sun, it helps me a lot, because the afternoon sun is blocked by this building, the morning sun is blocked by all these trees. I get the slightest amount of evening sun on this part of the tank right here. And in the wintertime, I get sun all morning long because there's no leaves up there, but that helps keep my water from freezing, so I don't care, and I'm very happy.
So they're running about 2,200 now. And how many gallons is this again?
2,500.
Obviously they make them bigger, don't they? I'm sure.
They do. And a lot of people ask why I didn't bury it to keep it from having freezing issues, and it's because it's a thin wall.
I got you.
But,
yeah.
You know, if you have dirt pushing on that, it's just going to collapse your tank in. If you ever run all the water out of it, or even some of the water out of it, the water pushing against it might buy you some time, but it's going to collapse. It's a 1/2 inch thick.
That's legit. It's crazy. I mean, this thing's taller than we are.
Yep.
Taller than we are.
And I have it buried under, I did cheat a little bit. I buried it below grade about 1 foot on this side.
Okay.
So it's an 8-foot tall tank.
Okay.
So.
All right, where are we going next?
Well, I don't know. That was about all I was.
There's your cat.
Was thinking of. I got
that's the only animal I ain't seen yet.
You haven't seen Dagger. What's up, Dagger? Kitty.
Prettiest kid on the internet. Oh.
He's pretty cool. He's like somewhat cautious, but he's like, yeah. Usually doesn't take him too long, and he gets pretty chill. And
I know. You should probably smell ass. He was just all over me. Well, that's all right. He's pretty.
Yeah. He's
real pretty.
He's cool.
I didn't realize you had a sitting spot out here.
Yeah, no, it's just basically a deck. Just a little deck, and it's always shaded back here. I mean, not always, but yeah.
If you want to get away, you can get away.
That's right. And then in the wintertime, I have a really sweet view down there. Right now, I don't.
It drops straight off.
Yeah, no, it's steep down there.
It drops straight off. Now, is this the only flattest spot to your whole 100 acres?
That's probably the flattest upper field I have, and I have 3 upper fields. They're about the same size. I do have a much flatter spot down by the pond, but that's in a flood area, so it's not an ideal spot to do anything.
I hear the bell ringing, so tell me what's the bell?
The bell, that's calling the ducks. The ducks are all supposedly coming from wherever they're at to right where the bell is.
I got you. I know you've been working on that. I've seen some of the videos where you're...
Yeah, it's been doing good unless they like wander really far. Been having some trouble with that recently.
But they all stay pretty close to the area though.
They typically do, like every once in a while. Like the last couple weeks, I've had ducks for years out here. And the last couple weeks, I've started struggling randomly, and it's like, what? But
I got you.
yep, that's pretty much it. I mean, I got a wood shed right here with firewood. We already know all about that.
Yeah, so why are they doing all this work?
Well, because I got a new cook stove, and that cook stove doesn't accept the same size firewood as
The ones before?
the one before, and I'm pretty sure Az was chewing on this and dragged it out of the pile. So yeah, Will's been working at cutting all my firewood in half with a chainsaw. So
I got you. I only want to know how much effort it's going to take to put it all back.
yeah, no, I think we're just gonna pile it just like this, and like stacking firewood is usually easy. Stacking little bitty firewood seems really, really difficult. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna pile it in there and
I got you.
call it a day. But yeah, you can see all the ducks all congregating around where the bell is.
Yep. Right outside the kitchen. I didn't even realize the bell was at the kitchen. That's probably the better thing.
Yep.
And now it's time to go to bed?
Yeah, they're thinking about the coop.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's real neat.
All right, well, we're about 20 couple minutes. That's probably good. You wanna say anything about social media or anything like that?
So if you want to follow me, or you want to learn how to grow your own food, or you want the plants to grow your own food, I ship them all across the country. You can go find me. Can't even talk. You can go find me at saltyacresnc.com. That's where you can get my plants. You can go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all over the place. That's where I'm at.
All right, there you have it, guys. That's kind of like a random walk around tour podcast all in one kind of deal, and it's pretty random and is what it is. But anyway, hopefully you picked up some more tidbits, something else interesting. If you like this content, hit the subscribe on my channel, and if you didn't, well then don't hit the subscribe, and thanks for at least watching this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.